research.
Yeah.
So we got
I know, and while we
there.
have some time, we don't have some time. It's the start of the match. Again, this is forget, word vomit. Let's talk about Fox Dinos now. We see them both grab. They're both looking for low percent. It's big that Nicki is now at 55. Things will knock down, and knockdown percent for Fox Dinos are so crucial because both of these Foxes are so deadly on the punish, so deadly on the tech chase, and we're seeing Prof open up and possibly take the first stock, JD? Yes, he does.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, we saw a lot of get-up attacks there from Nicki. I don't know if that's a little bit of just, the buffer get-up attack. Try to get a shine out, but then you're on the ground, and then you just kind of shake it off in a bad way. But Professor Pro is just, again, the get-up attack, reading it, following up with 3 up airs into a shine back. Oh, Jesus. We are seeing just so much damage coming out. Nicki needs to find something, man. This grab might be it, but unless there's a actual punish, Professor Pro's right there to pick it back up.
I know.
Yeah.
And this is so scary, JD, because like in Fox Dinos, right? Even if you're at high percent, a stock is so different because you can just still run away with it. And we're seeing Prof just build up. You're tied on percents, but Nicki's down a stock. What can Nicki do here? And Prof is just running in and taking the second stock. And this kind of brings up to one of the notes. I asked Nicki, where do you feel the safest? Where is your comfort zone? And he said either being on ledge or full screen away, so where he can react to his opponent. And something about green foxes in Europe, man, they are madmen. They want to chase you down. They are absolute psychopaths. And we know Prof is known for such aggro play. So can Nicki recenter and play against Prof's like aggression in taking space, not just throwing out moves, but aggressively taking space and closing Nicki down.
Yeah, I'm not seeing Nicki playing at his best. I've seen a good amount of this Fox in particular. A lot of anyone watching knows what Nicki is capable of. I'm not seeing some of the kind of really tight execution that we can expect from him. A nice little shine out of shield there, but as we see, ultimately just not leading to much. And Professor Pro, notoriously just capable of ripping you apart, grabbing you out of shield, or just pressuring the hell out of you and getting these combos. Nicki putting something together here. It might be too little too late in game 1, but we'll see. A momentum swing's possible. I have to say it. Put a bucket in the commentary trope drawer. We have, it's Fox Dinos. Anything can happen.
I know that, JD, but the thing is that even like if Nicki loses this game, the fact that Nicki can just run his punish game now is so crucial for the overall longevity of the set, right? Because part of sometimes when it's such a devastating game 1, your hands get cold, right? Every time you're getting comboed, you're just DIing, your hands kind of freeze up. And the fact that Nicki can like not just build momentum from running his punish game and get close to even, there's the mentality aspect and self-belief that we like obviously like most competitors go through, but the physical aspect as well. Him being able to run his game plan and just checking all the signals, like checking a car, like is this working? Am I hitting X? Is so crucial going into game 2, whether Prof closes Edgeguard or not, and he doesn't. But all right, I thought that was going to be it, JD. I have nothing else to say. Take it from here.
Takes the shine out of shield, not shine out of shield. I apologize. The shine turnaround grab, one of my favorite techniques in the game, and Prof just pulling it out right there to get the up throw up air. And I really like what you're saying about kind of like checking the lights. Fox Dittos are a very particular matchup here. Most Dittos have a little weirdness to it, and Fox Dittos have the weirdness of sometimes you just don't really care about game 1 the same way you would in other matchups. The counter picking is obviously non-existent, just like in any Ditto. It's more about preference. And I think if you're Nicki, you're happy about a couple things. One is that tight execution, like I mentioned. That was a really good, somewhere in the last 2 stocks, there was a shine out of shield, wave shine out of shield, I'm sorry, that was a tech chase follow-up grab. That's the stuff that you want to see that, is in practice, that's available to you. Shine out of shields in particular are good, but if you can get a wave shine out of shield and follow-up, you're happy with that.
Oh, here Nicki's is opening up right now, dude. Yeah. JD, I gotta interrupt you here. I'm so surprised Nicki picked Yoshi. Prof was running him down, and Nicki picking Yoshi is kind of just talking to Prof. Fine, if you're gonna chase me down, we're gonna go to the smallest stage, and I'm just gonna open you up also. And we're gonna it's just like it's in like in boxers, in fighting, right? It's gonna be a slugfest on Yoshi's, and that's what I'm expecting to see, and what we're seeing so far, right? It's just the question is, can Nicki take this first stock and just gain momentum? This isn't looking good, but he recovers. How is up tilt? I feel like Nicki's putting out a lot of like just like preemptive moves that Prof is just either with punishing or just like not getting hit by, and that's how Prof takes the first stock. Honestly, JD.
Yeah, I think Yoshi's, just to comment real quick, I really understand why Nicki would like Yoshi's. In the Fox Ditto, you're ending up on ledge a lot because a majority of shines, if you're past center stage, are just putting you on ledge. And so if Nicki thinks that the ledge game is going to be favorable to him, that's what is going to happen most of the time. We're evened up on stocks here. I'm trying to see like where kind of a crack in these players' armor is going to come in, because they're comboing each other to kind of very similar effects here. But Professor
That was disgusting.
Pro throwing out an up throw forward smash, I love it. Just the little cheekiness of not quite doing the bread and butter. Nicki with an opportunity. We'll see where this can go, but both in above crouch canceling percents, I think it's going to be important that that we find it. And I'm not sure what's going on right now. We did lose a little bit of connection. I'm going to talk through the match as if we're still available. Will, what do you?
Yeah, I mean, while we kind of lost a little bit of things, you know, like of course some technical difficulties with the online era, but you know, I think it gives us time to talk about the Fox Ditto a lot, right? Like we're seeing Prof just running down Nicki. And we're slowly seeing Nicki warm up. And again, you brought up ledge as well on Yoshi's, right? It leads to changing how does the Fox combo on that specific stage. You need to end combos a little bit faster, just because you don't have the longevity and you can just DI out.
Well,
right,
let's take a sec. Let's take a sec to just. I'm not sure if everyone captured the full thought you gave. So let's give a quick reset here. From our perspective, obviously, we're facing more difficult challenges in this era. Things happen. We'll breeze right past it. Funny enough, I'm seeing the gameplay on my right, and it's still as fire as it will be. But until we see it in the playback, I'm not going to comment on it. Will, look, we are here as Fox mains. We freaking are so excited about what's happening. I'm going to ask you real quick, who do you have winning this set? I know it's kind of a whack answer, but a whack question. I have to ask you, who do you got here and why?
You know, I think it's really, really tough to say, dude. Nicki collects Pokemon cards. He's my boy. I gotta root for him. I really do think Nicki can bring it back. I really do have faith that Nicki can do it. He was looking good at Yoshi's before the stream froze, and he was looking good, honestly, at the end of game 1. And I feel like one of the best things about him as a player that's underrated is his ability to clutch out game 5s. If he can just endure the Prof onslaught, the madman, right? Something, you know, in the British Isles, right? There's something in the water there for sure.
Yeah.
When you think of Mint and Prof, but I think he's one of the most consistent players in the top level of EU, and his mentality game is off the charts. If you watch Poyon Coliseum last time, he just edged out so many game 5s, even being down at like 100% against Jaw Raiden. He got the gimp that he needed. And so if we go into a game 5 situation, I feel like it's actually Nicki's advantage. Because Prof is just like, he'll run hot when he runs hot. And that's the crazy thing. Whether that's in a reverse 3-0 sweep like he did with Frenzy, you know, in their last set, or at the very start. I think it's just like, you don't know when the gas is going to start or stop or continue. With Nicki, I think if he gets to the game 5 situation, JD, I'm voting Nicki.
Yeah. Well, I love bringing up enduring. It's something that we're talking about and really exploring as just a common theme across all sets, all games. As we see Professor Pro, I gave a quick look to Twitch chat. You guys are way ahead of us. You knew that game 2 did go to Professor Pro. It was the last stock. I actually regret not giving a little radio melee there, giving Toph and PPMD a run for their money on that title. But what are you going to do? We're on game 3 here. And just to kind of take a step back, because I really want to understand something here.
Yeah, go for it, JD.
When we're talking about enduring and making the set last, I think a bit of that almost comes from the best defense is a good offense. If you're Nicki, right? We see Nicki go down the first stock. Professor Pro is just like a bulldog, clamping down on all these kind of tech chase situations, and even if they aren't true combos, not really giving many opportunities for the reversal, right? So if you're Nicki and the reversals aren't coming, and you can't really find that from maybe the ASDI down meta that we're talking about, does this come from kind of switching gears and really throwing Professor Pro for a loop? You know, I don't want to say Nicki has to completely change the playstyle, but if there's another gear that Nicki's got, now's the time to bust it out, because just executing the same plan doesn't seem to be working quite yet. We'll see what FD brings. Nicki, certainly one of the foxes that has the FD practice. Nicki notoriously good, but
we're talking about FD practice though. But we saw Prof
Damn.
with a really cheeky fair into up smash there. Honestly, I'm so impressed with Prof's combos on FD. Of course he's good in FD, of course.
Yeah, look at this.
But you know what I'm most impressed with, if we're just talking about like a little nerd shit here, is Prof is just really playing outside of Nicki's range, and like at this with the percent lead, like is forcing Nicki to come in, right? And again, we're talking about Prof as a madman. I've set that sort of storyline, but again, Prof is such a good player because he's picking and choosing when he goes in. And again, that's the overall theme that we've seen in our sets so far. It's when you play a mix-up, when you're being aggressive, when you're aggressively taking space, sometimes not taking that space and letting your opponent hang themselves is part of the mix-up. And
Sure.
Prof is playing the full mix-up right now. He's getting the full English breakfast, JD.
Oh my God, yeah. I mean, bring some bangers and mash to the table. It's definitely looking like a UK special, and I think that if we're looking at what Nicki can do, obviously some of these combos have not been going the same way. We saw Prof break out of an up air with a shine. I mean, if it's just about cleaning it up, there's very little time for Nicki to do so. I think if there's a way to take it to game 5, it would be with a comeback here. Angle, not enough. Living still. Professor Pro needs one little hit here, and Nicki needs a lot more. It starts with that up throw, second hit up air. We're here in the last stock. Will indulge me as I try to point out what Nicki can do, finding some comfort on the ledge, trying to find a shine.
Well, the grab is the best way to start.
Yeah.
And I was gonna say, I don't want to see Nicki retreat too much. You have to contest Professor Pro being aggressive here and get something started. Is Nicki gonna just continue the tech chase? He gets the grab. This might be it. It is. Great thing. Prof doing the best DI possible, slight DI behind away, but Nicki ready, knowing that he needs to do a dash back there or a pivot up smash, pivot shield up smash. Sorry, forgive. I'm just too excited, JD.
Oh, good, man. That's what Nicki needed. Look, it was staring down the barrel, as you're saying, enduring that last game and finding just the one opening and proving why FD was like the pick. Because if Nicki feels confident in that punish, obviously Prof has it too. I think that's one way to bring back the momentum. You have a little 0 to death action, Prof missing an opportunity or two, and that's kind of where we're at. A bit of momentum. Nicki is fairly confident in the tightness. You said that game 5 situations, if it comes to that, we might look at a reverse 3-0, but there's a game in between there. Pokemon Stadium, again, counterpicks mean practically nothing in Dittos, but here we are. What can Nicki do to kind of keep momentum, and what can Prof do to kind of be a bulwark against this young fox?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like Prof is just going to do his Prof thing, right? Like, it's working really well, and he lost on FD, which is, like, the most, like, swingy stage, I feel like, of the matchup, right? I feel like Nicki, again, like, as he took the last stock of FD, we need to see him contest Prof more, contest him taking space, put in sometimes even a few more pre-active aerials, but actually intercepting it, not, like, retreating. He needs to intercept Prof coming in transition. It hasn't been working so far. Prof really good at whiff punishing, and the dude has amazing reactions, JD. We forgot to mention that, but you know, yeah. Prof in all his aggression is playing reactively, and it makes it so difficult for Nicki to, like, how do you beat someone who's watching you constantly, right?
Yeah. I love the kind of cornerstone of Professor Pro's play. I think there are certain techniques that are a little more unconscious that he's just honed over the years, and he kind of selects a mode, and it's just there's a bunch of techniques that he could throw out, but really what he's thinking is, am I going to bait this player to come in? And we saw it just there. It didn't quite work, but coming in, trying to get the grab, we see there with an up tilt, right? These little tiny fox techniques, little movement things, 3-piece of maybe it's like a waveland plus a shine plus a ba. Here's the technique, though. Getting that down tilt into a grab follow-up. Nicki bringing this back little by little. Still a good lead for Professor Pro, but I think when it comes down to what Nicki can do, it's to kind of get a read on, okay, maybe not knowing exactly what Professor Pro is going to do, but like recognizing when a technique is to get a hit and when it's to kind of fade back, do a dash back into a grab. And so if Nicki can kind of counter bait, or at least understand that he's trying to, Professor Pro's trying to play him a bit. Wow, speaking of playing him, clean edge guard. Professor Pro is up 3 stocks to 1. This is looking rough. Nicki had the opportunity maybe once or twice, but the punish game is really making the difference here.
JD, I am lost for words here. This is amazing play by Prof. Prof weaving in and out every time. I'm getting schmixed just by watching Prof. I'm getting schmixed just as much as Nicki, unfortunately, for my Pokemon friend. But JD, I have no words. I am mesmerized. Please take it from me.
Yeah, man. So I mean, Nicki has a bit of a combo under his belt this second to last stock. Professor Pro, I think, just trying to weigh it out, not maybe get an advantage for the last stock or not be caught off guard here. Couple shines into an edge guard, not following up on the platform though, and so Nicki still needs to find some sort of kill. Yep, everyone saw that coming. Just get up there, wait for the roll, whatever it's going to be, an up smash. We are in last stock of game 4. Nicki down 2-1. Professor Pro had the lead all game, 3 stocks to 1 at one point. So Nicki's grinding this back now in an edge guard situation, coming in with the shine, getting shield. Not going to be available for him. Still looking for an opening. Professor Pro at 2%. Forward throw, messing it up, coming back, saying, no, I'm at this one. 2 up smashes in a row. Can the edge guard come? Very extended edge guard here. Tied percent. Nicki actually small lead. Practically nothing. Shot out shield, like we mentioned, not follow up, and the tech roll in. We're safe. Back to neutral. What player's going to get the first opening? It's Professor Pro with the counter play. Crouch canceling the get up attack coming up, not getting the up smash though, and now the second, both missing. Spaghetti players. This is not Italy. What are they doing, Pasta, right now? And the back air is going to find it. Can Professor Pro clean it up? The back air again. That's going to be it. Nicki with the opportunity to come back game 4 and bring it to game 5 is closed out by Professor Pro's clean extended edge guard. Spaghetti on the floor, spaghetti in their pockets. They're both probably breathing heavy. I would love to see a pop-off cam, but whew, good stuff to Professor Pro cleaning it up for England.